every country faces challenges, but the one that is most threatening is the challenge of climate change, because it threatens the very existence of Samoa and other islands like it.
For anybody, it doesn't matter whether you live on an island or you live on a continent. Your home is your home, and you care about it. You will see that our culture and our society are based around the nature. Everything we do is about conserving, preservation, protection of the environment. The weather here is changing quite tremendously, significantly. It wasn't like this 3 decades ago, 4 decades ago. Our elderly have seen this. They've seen coastline being washed away, rivers changing where they flow. They're now flooding every time we have extreme rainfalls. And we're seeing some of the endemic species dying out.
I've seen climate change happen right in front of my eyes when I came here almost 5 years ago and went snorkeling, as I love to do on the weekends. All the corals were vibrant, and they were still vibrant back early this year. But when I went back into the water recently, after a few weeks of very high temperature and very low tides in March, I've seen a lot of the corals bleached. And not only the corals, but also the giant clams. I had no idea giant clams could even bleach. Most of the Samoans live within 1 kilometer from the coast, and most of the infrastructure is also 1 kilometer from the coast. They also depend on the sea for their livelihoods. And bleached coral over time will mean less fish, will mean less catch, will mean detrimental impacts on nutrition, on food security, and so on and so forth. So climate change manifests in many different ways. Oceans produce oxygen we breathe, and they absorb carbon emissions. And as such, the Pacific Ocean is particularly important because it's the largest ocean and hence the largest carbon sink in the world.
You live in a different reality than we do. We are seeing the impacts of climate change directly. Every day, we experience it every day. You may not be experiencing it because you're jumping in from a mall into one and-conditioned building infrastructure to another. Our people understand why we need to do this, why we need to transition from heavily dependent on fossil fuels to a green or renewable energy technologies and infrastructure.
The project in Samoa aims to introduce e-mobility. The Samoa Green Transformation Project looks at both land and maritime transport. So right now we have about 38,000 households in Samoa, which collectively own 31,000 vehicles. And of these, in 2022, 9 were electric vehicles and 9 were hybrids. So you can do the math. And to reduce emissions, it will be critical to transform the transport sector, which is the main user of imported petroleum. So with the Samoa Green Transformation Project, we will import 76 electric vehicles, but more importantly, we will create an enabling environment, meaning an environment where there is a market for electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles. The operation of these vehicles, also issues such as the disposal of lithium-ion batteries. I would like to see every small island developing states be fully electric. I would like to see a world where no petroleum products are anymore imported into small island developing states.